y'all came out firing and ready to go. I mean, you had some really great catches in the second half. I mean, obviously, that was the game plan coming out of halftime.
Yes,
you had to chase something up.
Yeah, so we told our coach, our offensive coordinator, that we needed to throw more. And he obviously listened to us. But I mean, throwing out there, I mean, we have great receivers out there. I mean, if we throw the ball more, I mean, we can put big points up on the board. So we have a good running group and a good receiving group. So, I mean, and our quarterback Justin stepped in for Kyle. It was a great job by him. We all had faith in him. And
he just overthrew a couple of them.
Yeah,
just nerves.
I mean, probably nerves, but I told him to calm down. He calmed down, and you know, he ran that score in, and we were all excited for him. So, but he definitely was the leader of our team tonight.
Talk about what the defense did for you and how you had an effect on that.
Really vocally, in the locker room, I came out and really just stuck it to the guys. I mean, God gave me the voice to speak to these guys, and at that point, they really needed it. We all needed it, and I think we all took it out to the field in the second half, held them, went crazy, and it was awesome.
The defense had a new life to them, and partly due to obviously your talk. But what did you say exactly? Can you repeat any of what you said? Or?
Well, I wouldn't exactly just hold it down on my talk. It was all the captains together, but it was around the basis of really just us unleashing our defensive strength upon these guys. We really got deep into our talk and really got everyone excited and went crazy. Really, we plotted out what exactly was going to happen, how we were going to stuff it down their throat, and we were planning on executing that, and we did.
Cool. I saw you in the fourth quarter. Gather them up again and talk to them a little bit. What'd you say then?
Yes, sir. Right there, that's when we usually do our break, and the defense, our word of the year is known as unleash. And we talk about unleashing our power, and each letter in unleash has its own definition in its own way. And really, we all got together, and I told everybody what it really means and the meaning of it, and we got pumped up, got the crowd into it. Offense drove it down the throat, and then we held it.
You moved from defensive end to linebacker this year. Has that been a really good change in your mind? Do you really like it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A lot. Really, the coaches supported me a lot, 100%, and just going from a really tough going against big boys to back there going against receivers and more running backs and stuff. It's been generally awesome, and cool. I've enjoyed it since spring.
Cool. Good job. And did you lead the prayer after the? On the
Bobby
field?
Wade.
Bobby Wade did it. Okay.
Yes, but it was all the captain's idea to come together in the end. And yes, sir.
Quick comment on how physical this game was. How intense was the hitting out there on the field tonight? You can still walk, so
1 to 10.
Too bad on you.
1 to 10, I give it like a good 8. It's rated. 1 to 10, I give it an 8.
Have you seen anything like that this year?
No, and I'm glad I saw it in the early stage. I'm glad I saw it in preseason. I mean, going into district, we're confident. We got to go do our thing during practice, but going to the district, I guarantee you, this team, the Cinco Ranch, is so confident. So confident. We will stay humble, but we're confident. We're confident that we are. Like, nobody can stop us.
Big game for y'all tonight. I saw you got really energized and pumped up in the fourth quarter there.
Yes, sir.
Tell us, what was your game plan coming out of halftime?
Pretty much. I mean, we knew we had to come back up, and we're used to being in those situations. So it's not really a big deal. We just, when they come out, stick it down their throat, defense, 3 and out, we just put the pedal to the metal, score.
You had some pretty big plays down there in the last parts of the fourth quarter.
Yes, sir.
It was just adrenaline kicking and.
Well, we have a good D-line, and I feel like when one person gets pressure, another person can make a sack. Like TJ, he's gotten some. If he gets him on this other side and he's coming in, and I can sack him. And when we all get a sack, we all click. So it's a group effort.
I mean, I saw that ball on the ground. The guard let me loose, and I saw the ball on the ground, and I just jumped on it. I mean, we don't get much shot at the ball being D-line, and when we see a ball on the ground, that's like gold for us. We just jump on that.
Kick returns a big game tonight. They had some real big kick returns. How did you answer back to them?
We just know that we had to stay in our lanes, and so all the rest of the kick returns, we just did that and made sure that we can get behind us. And it was a group effort from everybody on the kick return, special teams.
I think that's certainly. I think one of the key points was their kickoff return. Because it didn't bother us. we responded to it.
Yeah,
And
okay.
I think sometimes, I mean, we just fought our rear ends off to go, 80 yards for opening the second half touchdown, and even a 2-point conversion. We even the score up, and about 12, 13 seconds, it's their favor again. So at that point in time, we could have said, oh, well, it's not meant to be, or whatever we do, they got an answer. But our kids didn't do that. So I was very proud of them for continuing to fight and never losing focus of what needed to be done. We thought it was just from the standpoint of where they were last year and what they did and how many they had coming back from what they did last year. I mean, just about most of their defense was back from last year, and they went 4 rounds deep last year. And so we know that they're a high caliber team. And 28 to move in, my goodness, he didn't play for them last year, but he's one that's already committed to A&M, and I hadn't seen a player like that in a long time. He took control of the game, and I mean, it almost rested on his back.
Yeah, right.
He had that kind of ability.
Yeah,
like I say, this one, I told him at halftime when it was 14-6, I said, fellas, we've been here before. I said, remember last year, College Park, we didn't think we played our best first half. We were down 14-0 and came back and beat them. And, ironically, it was the same score. So I told him in there after the game, I said, look, I didn't mean to be exactly like it was College Park last year. I said 38-21 would have been real nice.
Yeah, right. Alex talked a little bit about in the halftime how the captain stood up and really got emotional.
They did a great job of leading. As a matter of fact, Coach Miller and I were in the back area talking, and it's kind of interesting. Next thing you know, they're in their meeting, and we were going outside to meet with the other coaches, and we got caught in there, so we got to hear it all. And you're right. I was very encouraged to hear them, what they had to say. There wasn't any pointing of fingers. It wasn't any blaming anybody for anything. It wasn't any of that. It was, all uplifting. So, it was one of those. If you had a hidden camera somewhere, same effect. Coach Miller and I just sat there and listened to them, and it was very encouraging. We felt good about that after they got through talking. We kind of slipped on out and met with the other coaches. But they did a good job of not losing focus.
Yeah.
And of course that's when I came back in and talked to them right before we went back out, and I told them the same thing. I built on what they said. And I wasn't going to chew on them anyway because there wasn't anything to chew on. It's just, hey, fellas, some things got to adjust.